Welcome back, everybody. This is Brothermutant here. Today we're going to continue our journey with Eldritch, our Eldritch Scion character. We got the portrait thing squared away, so let's actually just continue from where we left off. I had to redo a couple things, so I had to go through some old save files to get to the point where I had new pictures for the two different mercenaries that we're bringing with us. So hopefully I did the same pics and everyone got the same XP. Should be close. I even made sure that Lindsay was the one that picked the chest inside Oleg's because she's the one that got the XP. So let's actually take a quick gander at our team. I've leveled myself up, of course, to level 2 now. So as you can see, I'm still a little wounded, but that's okay. I have the belt, gives me an extra +2 to my con, and because I'm level 2, I have new abilities, which will allow me to cast touch attacks through my weapon, through Spell Strike. Of course, we have Midnight Bomber, has the same stats, he's a human, point blank shot, precise shot, should have the same gear that he had last time. Lindsay, of course, will be coming with us because we need a healer as well as this one. So between the two of them, they're basically going to be our healer from now on. And of course, we have Bookworm, finally got her portrait squared away proper. So she's joined us as a level 1 sorcerer, or sorry, excuse me, wizard. That's a scroll savant. On this one, I'm actually particularly interested in to see how she does. I've played this character up to 20 on a different save file, and or not played up to 20, excuse me. I actually force leveled them up to 20 to see how the spell picks and everything would go, and then played for a little bit with them to see how I'd like them. I actually kind of enjoyed them. The one thing that I did miss out on, I think, with my spell or my feat picks for that level 20 character was I'd never got weapon finesse, which seems like a mistake for somebody that's going to do any kind of weapon swinging. Even if you're not going to be swinging it all that often, you're going to end up running out of spells at some point, or going to have to stab somebody in the face with a weapon at some point. So that dexterity being as high as it is probably going to be pretty useful. Now maybe being that I'm going to try to keep to a team, it'll be a little different than when I tried to solo, so that's something. But I have high hopes for this character being particularly useful. The ability to cast scrolls like an actual caster spell, like one from my book, is pretty enticing. And I'm going to dip into Eldritch Archer for her for 3 levels to get her the wand mastery ability. So not only will she be able to wear a little bit of armor and cast her spells, she'll be able to shoot ray touch attacks through her bow or crossbow probably to try to crits. And she'll have access to like a retarded number of spells because she'll still be level 17 wizard after everything's said and done. So she'll get all the way up to level 9 spells. So I'm pretty excited about this one. Even if it is only a 20-point buy, I'm still pretty happy with the points. But let's actually get into it, shall we? Okay, where are we headed here? Oh, let's show our location name. So there's a Fangberry Cave. We talked to the 2 guys inside Oleg. So we talked to Oleg and we talked to Bakken. And Bakken had a couple of missions for us. He wants us to get some fangberries from the Fangberry Cave that's been overrun, and then we're supposed to be trying to find radishes, moon radishes, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, we're still trying to find Svetlana's ring, and of course, this is where the more likely than not the last bandit that escaped bolted to this area. So we're trying to get our way that way or this way. Basically, that's our 2 choices that make the most sense. As you can see, we have quite a bit of area to cover. It's clouded in, and this is because of the Stag Lords, supposedly. So we're going to try to explore the area a little bit and get a little bit of levels. Whoa, that was fast. Alright, let's continue. We got a monster fight. Oh yeah, sorry, this isn't the monster fight. This is just a quick little tutorial part. Walking you through information, so I'm not going to read all this for you guys because this is actually pretty quick. We'll just zip through it and I'll explain to you what we're basically doing here. This gentleman's basically telling us that Tartuccio is in the area and he's looking for something, and Tartuccio is our rival and blah blah blah. So he gave us the heads up that Tartuccio is going to be a problem. Not surprising, we had problems with him in the last video. So, little spy bastard. Still got his ring though, so I got a +1 to my armor class. Thank you, Tartuccio. We'll rapidly out-level that, I'm sure, but it's not the point. Until that time, I will use it. I have made sure to... actually... see, I don't know if we're ready for the Fangberry Cave. Remember, these are level 1 characters. She's level 2, and I'm level 2, and I'm wounded, so we're going to kind of... Oh, there's an ancient tomb. Oh, that must be where Tartuccio is. I don't think we can even take on Dri'tch at this level with such low level characters. So let's explore the area a little bit. Maybe we get lucky, we get a monster. Oops, what's that? Blackberry Meadow, Thorny Bushes, full of juice, and Kingdom Research. Oh yeah, so this is for the kingdom that you guys are going to basically get after you get to chapter 2. Resources that will make your kingdom better. Just nothing you can do with them right now. There we go. Get a little XP from this.
Enemy near.
Alright. Oh, okay. This is our typical Phyla scene. Looks like we only got a couple, so that's nice. Bookworm is a wizard that is specializing. Even though she's Scroll Savant, she does get to specialize in schools, which is really pretty badass for her. So she has the ability to do extra damage with evocation spells. The amount of damage that they do is better. Oops, that's the wrong one. I'm going to push this one up a little because I get the undead one in there and the touch attack. And of course the only spell that I give a damn on level 0, that's a buff, which is the light spell. She has good spell picks. We'll probably redo her spells after we do all this stuff. Because she's mostly damaged at this point. But being that she was like literally specializing in damage, it kind of makes sense. But because she's evocation specialist, she had to pick 2 schools that she was not a fan of, as you recall. So we picked Necromancy and Divination, which aren't the best schools. We can still use spells from them. They just take 2 spell slots instead of 1. And because we have a specialty school, we get an extra spell slot for our evocation school. And of course we get this force missile ability, which we're just going to turn that on now. Because that's basically a free magic missile, and it'll do extra damage based on her level. Now she's only level 1, so she'll only get an extra point now. But it's like, for half your caster level, you get an extra point added to one, just 1 point, not a 1 point per die or anything like that, but 1 point per half caster, or for every 2 caster levels you get added to any evocation attack. So that's going to come in handy. Of course, I'm going to buff up my weapon. He is not going to throw bombs just yet. He is a bombardier. We're going to have these spells here. And you go there, and then I want to have, actually let's put these up higher. So I want to have the con, the dex, and the strength bump. 10 minutes per caster level. Yeah. Want those over there. He has his bombs, of course. And of course he has these. Cure Light Wounds, Alchemist Fire, and Implosion Reduced Person. Very nice. He can shoot up. He has Precise Shot, so that's going to allow him to do some good for us here. Ongoing Interference. Lindsay's going to shoot this one. Bookworm's going to attack that one. Let's do our thing, guys. Ooh, that's a nice solid hit. We just kind of obliterated them puppies. We didn't even loot bodies. Oh, that's not cool. I wanted to loot those things. Alright, anyway.
Let us not hesitate.
We can shut that off for the time being. For her spell book, again, just to show you, she's got a favorite school slot, 2 more slots available to her because of her high intelligence. Raven Enfeeblement she has learned because I scribed it from a scroll to her book. So she has this ability, and again, if I were to lose both of those, I could slot one of these in here. It would take up both slots. So you can use those spells from that school. It's just twice as costly, if you will. And as a wizard, you guys know you don't get a whole lot of slots to begin with, so it's doubly painful. But it's still there. Because she's going to go different than my previous idea for her was going to be just a straight-up Magus or a Sword Saint, I'm going to take her Eldritch Archer. So I got the Hurricane Bow. So since you will be using a bow anyway, might as well have her do some use with it. So with that though, let's continue forward. Come on, team. Right, I want to see how we're doing on. Yeah, see, I'm almost level 3 already. These guys are okay. She's doing all right. Yeah, everyone's getting XP though. That's good. This is the one, like I said, this has been split. So that
would be welcome.
Get fatigued. Almost time to camp.
I feel tired.
Alright, we gotta accept some camping. We gotta manage this though proper. Alright, get everyone off. Now my character can't do anything in special roles, so there's nothing that she's going to do there. The best one she has is hunting. Might as well keep her on that. She's actually good at watch order and cooking. She's amazing at cooking and watch order. Well, she's higher level, so that's not surprising. Put her at cook. Actually, before we do that, make sure he's not... Oh, he's good at cooking, too. Alright, so he's a cook. Camp camouflage. We're going to put her on watch order. We'll put her on camp camouflage. See how that works for us. We don't have any recipes. We could use rations, but I'm going to hunt. I need 4 rations. I have 5, so we're going to try to save those if we can. While it's early on in the game. We have, remember, 90 days, I want to say, to complete our mission. Oh, one more thing. Use healing spells and ability for it. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, sorry, take that back. Since we are resting, cancel that. Let's do the books proper. Mine won't matter. His does matter. So let's get the ones we want for him. 1 minute Bomber's Eye. No. Fire Belly, we know we want that one. And Shield will still be pretty good for him. Lindsay's good. She might as well get the ones I want. At level 1, Magic Missile's an auto hit move. Still, so is that. You're piercing, and that does more damage technically. 1 to 6 versus 2 to 5, right? Yeah. And I'll still grab a Magic Missile, and let's grab a... Let's get a utility spell. We'll get Grease. Okay, now you can get... So we're going to be a little picky here when it comes to leveling up the characters that have, you know, specific spells that they need. She can get any spell scribe, so, you know, wizard spell, excuse me. So, might as well just get whatever makes sense for her. So there's the Fangberry Cave. Let's dip our toe inside of it. I remember this one. There's a cave. We're not going to go into the cave. We're not going to be high enough level for that. But there is a monster or two outside. And I think with us buffed up, we might be able to take him out. With a little help from our friends, of course.
Focus on the goal.
All right, let's actually put those where we want them. We'll buff himself with that.
Let us not hesitate.
She's going to have that there. Nice utility spell there. Actually, let's keep the utility spells down here. And we have that on autopilot again. Lindsay's got her stuff. I've got my stuff. And let's buff ourselves up with a little bless from that ring that I found. Sounds good to me. I was watching a video the other day. Mythrolls did a really nice video for the new Kineticist build. And I toyed with it too. I mean, I wasn't unimpressed with it. I just think it's actually OP as hell. So, ooh, there we go.
Solid plan.
I need inspiration.
This should do it.
I require healing. Learn.
No, I had her on autopilot for her damn ability over here. I forgot about that. I did not want her doing that shit. Okay.
A calculated
Everybody,
risk.
do your thing. Auto hits, thank God for that. And her damage is not inconsiderate. Inconsequential. Just, she's not doing enough. Thank you. Now I get back on my feet because I'm a bum. And we got a scan on it. Okay. I'm wounded. But we're, like I said, we're going to check out the area. We're probably going to be taking a knee for camping before too long again. We don't have a whole lot of spells. So the one downside of being this kind of a... Oh, there's something. This time of party is that we don't have a lot of spells at the beginning. And we're relying on our spells to carry our weight, so to speak.
Tread lightly.
And you can, by the way, attack the deer and the elk that are in the area, but they are particularly mean, and I wouldn't recommend it. Some people have done it just to power level their characters up a little faster, but you got to be a pretty tough cookie to get those levels. Now that's the cave. This is your first warning about the enemy swarms, and there's going to be swarms in the cave of spiders. That's where your fire spells, AoE spells, as well as your fire from your torches come in handy. That's why they gave you 2. Hey, the bugs. Oh, I forgot. I also have this. I need to make sure to activate that. That's like free saving throws for me. I need to make sure that's on.
I'll go
Okay.
ahead.
Now again, I am wounded.
Adventures
Lindsay
concept.
does have the ability to do a little healing, so we're going to spot heal just once. Make sure that I don't crumple at the first arrow that comes along. I forgot I had her on the casting Ray of Frost. I wanted her to do range damage, but I forget that she has spell combat on, and now of course spell strike on. But that means that she will cast her spell, run into battle, and still swing her goddamn sword. So I have to be a little more knowledgeable about what the hell I'm doing. Okay, that's probably a dead end. Let's go this way. Okay, now I know this one too. You know, I have been all the way through this first chapter, so again, I'm trying not to spoil things for you guys. So this is fortuitous that we're here. If you have a camp out and you have a nightmare and you can't get rid of your nightmare, I've been poisoned, that sucks. You want to come to this area because this is the guy that's causing you the nightmares in this area. He's a good
Something.
dead thing, so it's good that you're
I'll
coming
go
to
ahead.
the area to help him out, as you'll see. But since he hasn't given us the nightmare, we'll actually just speed this along a little bit. So again, like I said, fortuitous that we're coming here, even though we haven't had the nightmare. That problem with that is everyone gets fatigued. You take a camping rest, try to get rid of your fatigue, and everyone else is cured, and your main character has the nightmare, and you get exhausted, which really screws you over. So you can just cut that to the chase and just come down here and do this. So basically, we talked to this guy. He's the owner of the dilapidated house. Wow, I'm gesturing with my hand that you can't see. I don't know. But basically, you ask him about how he died. Basically, the Stag Lord and his goons come by and threw him over. And by and large, he's like, if you help me, I'll let you come back here and get this damn spear. And he's got a magical spear that you'll get from him
Tread lightly.
after completing that mission, where you basically take out the Stag Lord. Well, this was his house, and the dream that you have, the fever-pitched dream that kept you up and made you exhausted, was him basically being burned in his house or attacked in his house, and rushes out and gets murdered. Basically, sucky as all hell. Okay, so we got the one item over here, and I think there was more, but I think we missed our check on it probably.
The path is
So
clear.
that's okay. We got to come back anyway. By then we'll have leveled up. For those of you that don't know, if you miss a check, for example, like a perception check, then you can come back after you've leveled up one level and retry it, basically. And again, you won't see it. So that's the downside. You have to kind of know where those things are, which is a real bummer. Let's see, what do we got here? I have a longbow. A little bit of ability damage, so I have a little bit less armor class than I normally should have. That sucks. I got poisoned, I believe, by that monitor lizards. Didn't realize they did that. Do we have the ability to cure poisons? Sadly, no. She has stuff that we can get to her spell book still. I just found it, perhaps. He already has these ones that he can use added to his spell book. It's one of the reasons I actually like this particular class, the Grenadier, is their spell book includes things like Cure Light Wounds. They're not considered a healer. They're not considered an arcane caster. And what I mean by that, even though they could have arcane stuff and they have divine spells, for those classes that require you to be an arcane caster, he don't count. The way you know that, I think, is the fact that he has no cantrips. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody but me, but it makes sense to me, and that's the way I'm going with it. So
I'll
he
go ahead.
is just using potions. Now, yes, you can get feats as you level him up that allows him to use his concoctions or his tinctures or whatever you call those things on other people. And that's kind of cool because he has spells that are normally personal spells. Shield being a fine example. You can't cast shield but anyone on yourself. He can cast it on anybody, any pet, if he gets that feat. And I'm probably going to get it because it's really useful to have that feat. So there's no sycamore over here. But we're going to that ancient tomb after this fight. See, the downside is getting the minions like this. They're so behind the curve the fact that we're not taking the full party with us is really hampering our abilities. That. Bless for everybody. Oh, hey. Drip on me. I have lesser restoration. Cure my dexterity problem. Boom. Yeah. Love it.
I am prepared.
He's ready to rock and roll. Let's give him some dexterity. And she doesn't have anything that she wants to put out there, right? Yeah. Let's get it. She's on autopilot for that, so that's good. And what we got in here for this fight? Bandit Transmuter. Looks like somebody we should mess with.
Shall not fail.
Now, I don't want to use this spell. That was what was on autopilot last time. I do want to use that spell. Him.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Yeah, that's some shocking damage for him. Right, everybody else.
Do not hold back.
Come on. Ooh, poked him right in the eye. Lindsay got hit on one of those shots, though. That's kind of sucking. We are taking, one of the reasons why we like having, got a little rain here, slowing us down. The reason we're like the idea of taking a party is more perception checks. Everybody gets to roll, and more carrying capacity. I will take my character solo on certain missions. Once I feel that she's strong enough to do that, I'm going to give it a try, but I'm not going to be able to beat the game solo. I know that. As I was mentioning earlier, Mithrils did a really good video for Kinesis, and in this video when he was demonstrating some stuff, I realized that some of the bad guys you're going to fight, now it's much later in the game, some of the bad guys will have a dexterity bonus now of like plus 12 or greater. I did not think that they would have that kind of dex. Obviously they're demons or fae or some silly ass creature that's not human. But that's not the point. The point is there's a skill or a feat, excuse me, that you can get as a magus. She's tired. We're going to go closer to that ancient tomb, though. And we're going to accept it. Get our rest on. Point is there's a feat that you can get where you can choose arcane accuracy, which is good. You can pick prescient attack, which ignores the dexterity bonus of your target for 1 round, which apparently will be amazing for those fights. And then of course there's Dimension Strike, which basically allows you to ignore their armor for 1 round of combat, which isn't amazing, but it's what it is. And I'm like thinking arcane accuracy is going to be the end all be all, and I'm still going to get it. I'm going to try now to make room. Boy, are we going to be ready for this fight? I think we need more time. Let's head over to that fort. Yeah, you know what? I take that back. I honestly think there is a time limit. I think there's a time limit for each of these 2 locations where if you do one, the other one won't be available. So you have to go to one of them first and just suck it up and deal with the fact that the other one's not going to be as cool. Which is weird that they do that in this game. I'm doing a quick save here as well. Like I said, it's weird that they do that sort of thing, but it's what it is. I mean, the game is built for it, and your character probably should be ready for that. All right, he's going to buff up with Dex, and there's a reason for that. She's got her stuff back, so auto hits are going to be a thing. I want to make sure that that's over here. Yeah. I never seem to use the acrobatics mobility, by the way. It's just a damn shame, because they are useful.
I'll go ahead.
Is Lindsay, can she buff up with anything? No, but she can heal me, and I think that's probably not a bad idea. We need to make sure to activate her Inspire Courage, of course, too. But that'll be after the fight starts. So here's Tartuccio. Basically, this is our chance to catch up to him. That's what that one guy was telling us. That's how we even found about the ancient tomb, that he's looking for something. Now, that's obviously going to play into the story later on, but basically, we'll let him do his thing.
Let me guess, you're still dawdling. Should I make some tea in the meantime? Bake a pie, perhaps? Plant a small garden and harvest some cherries? Perhaps you'd be more comfortable wearing fool's caps and collared trousers. Then at least I'd be able to sell tickets. Come one, come all! Feast your eyes upon the slowest and the most ridiculous buffoons in Golarion!
Sir Tartuccio, I may serve you, but I am no one's slave. We do what we can, but it is no simple feat to find an unknown object in a vast dungeon.
Hold your tongue, gnome. I can hardly tell your twaddle from the buzzing of a fly.
So basically, these are the two people that didn't join us earlier. This is your chance to get one of them back.
Quickly now, if we don't find that artifact soon, someone else might seize it. Someone who's standing over there watching you right now, you fools!
So now we have a diplomacy check, and you see we have Lindsay has a +8, so she'll be the one that makes the check, hopefully. She only needs to roll a 2, so 1 would have failed anyway. So basically anything besides a 1 is going to get this one. So we have to basically just pick who do we want. Do we want Valerie to join us now or Jaethel to join us now? Remember, Jaethel was the Inquisitor. She's the one that I actually wanted to have on my party anyway, because she's the subcaster class Inquisitor. So she would be a 5th party member for me anyway. Well, let's go with that one. So we say Diplomacy 10. Jaethel, isn't Tartuccio's arrogance long past what you can suffer? I can find far better use for a companion such as you. We succeeded, which means Lindsay got some XP. The elf looks at you for a brief moment, then nods silently. She draws her weapon and eyes Tartuccio coldly.
I see my magnificent rival will stop at nothing, even at stealing the servants of her enemy. Let us see if your fools are even more useless than mine. Draw your swords and cover my retreat.
So now we're going to have to backpedal, either back to gather these guys up. Now she's going to join us. She's going to help. I think Valerie actually leaves. Doesn't look like she's going to attack this guy, but I think Tartuccio bounces, and so does Valerie. These guys we got one over here, one down there, the big guy, and the one over here will be the ones we have to fight. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 against 5, because now technically she's on our side. She's not on the party yet. We have to survive, but I think we can do that. Let's actually buff up. She's going to do her thing on this guy.
Strike as one.
And I think I'll help her.
A solid plan.
This can't be over.
Jaethel dropped fast. Alright, he needs to buff himself up.
Learn from
This should do it. This was not part of the plan.
Serves you right. What? Miserable. Last chapter.
That's how we have a total party wipe, folks. Told you this is going to be tough. It's not exactly easy, and again, we were not good level characters. We are still here. Spell strikes on hearty meal, so we got better saves.
We
which
should
I
prepare.
care less about. It's on still. Let's buff up with the ring. That spell.
I am prepared.
Plus some dex. We can come back for treasures, I suppose, later, but we'll fast forward through this part again since you've heard
Quickly now, if we don't find
Fatal,
that
join us.
artifact, I see.
Alright, we're all going in on this big jackass. Ear-piercing scream is an auto-hit move. It does sonic damage and possible daze effect. I need to make sure that that's up as well.
Serves you right.
This should do
Learn
it.
from my mistake.
Ooh, shot me. Yeah, see, these guys got some pretty good archery skills on them. My guys are just subpar for swinging stuff.
Not part
Miserable.
of the plan.
Load again. And we're here to complete it. This is what you guys came to see. Failure upon failure. This rough, tough, ruck-ass team of mine.
We should prepare.
Doesn't help that I'm not at full health either. Off. I could lead in with a better spell. Maybe that's part of my trick here.
I am prepared.
He is definitely going to swing better this way if I... You know what? No, screw that. No, he's better off with that. Because we want dex. And he's going to buff himself with that. So we're just gonna preemptively turn that damn thing on.
I'll go ahead.
It'll get paused when we go into the cutscene, so I'm not
Hold you
worried about
quickly
that.
now. If we don't
Come
find
on,
that
Jacob.
icy
Solid
Everybody
plan.
jump that dude, except for me. I want to jump this guy.
Can't be over.
And that's how you get a critical hit, lose your main character, and that's how you suck. Okay, well that didn't do anything. What else we got?
I'll go ahead.
I keep forgetting we have potions too.
Let us buy
Perhaps
your
that's
time.
something I should look into. I want bless up for sure. I don't want that up on me.
I
He
am
needs
prepared.
both this and that to be competitive.
What troubles you?
She's gonna buff up with that, and she, you know what, she needs to actually heal. Oh, she's got a grease spell too. I keep forgetting that. That could
Together
come in
we
actually
stand.
super handy. We really need to take out that big heavy hitting jackass. He gets bigger with a spell, and that's causing us some problems. Oh hell yeah! Get your mage armor on, kiddo. What on earth are you thinking? Okay, what do we have that we could use? Resist cold, no. Bark skin, okay. Honestly, I'd rather have that on him. Use your bark skin up, and that'll last him for, yeah, that's like 30 minutes. That's a pretty nice buff for him.
Ready for anything.
Bark skin. We'll do a quick save like this so that we don't have to keep coming back with this stupid ass buffing ability. Protection from chaos, shield of faith. Ooh, summon monster. Hey, Lens. There you go, honey. It's a nice little neat distraction for everybody.
Let it
Hold your...
quickly now. If we don't find ice
Alright, everybody dogpile on the rabbit. Lindsay. You have a grease spell. Right there.
This can't be over.
Seriously. And it gets out of it immediately. Just a suck-ass team.
Last chapter.
Screw that. We clearly lost this fight. Okay, let's see. What difficulty did I select? I didn't think it was that difficult. It must be because we have 2 level 1s. This has got to be what it is. I mean, Jathel's freaking dropping like a stone, which is not really helping. Maybe I should go with the other character, but I do want Jathel. We do get her later, so maybe that's the thing here.
A solid plan.
You buff that. And that. Doing this bomb thing.
Learn from my mistake.
Why is this guy not dropping? I'm dropping.
Was not part of the
Lord, man. Well, Jathel's lasted a little longer this time, but this mercenary hasn't even so much as taken damage, and they grew 2 of them to big size. Okay. Well, that didn't do piss all. Alright, let's try this again. Oh, what can we do? What can we do? He's buffed, man. I mean, I don't understand
ready for
this.
anything.
His armor's not insignificant. He's got a flippin' 26 rocking right now. He's just sucking wind, man.
Together we stand.
I'm gonna shut that off because I'm gonna make her pick her spells. She needs to have that over there again too.
Just letting the ink dry.
Oh, Lens. Put your buff up.
let me
Hold your...
quickly
Let's
now.
go with
If we don't-
Valerie.
You're right.
She's a little tougher with her armor, so maybe that's the trick for us here. You, sir, madam, whatever, can do that. There we go. It's a little something. No. You draw him back here. He likes you. I'm cool with that. Oh, no, take out Lindsay, though. What are you doing, bro?
Serves you right. I'm writing you out of our story.
This should do it. A calculated risk.
Oh, hey, look at that.
A solid plan.
Solid team. Had to have someone that's a tanker. Jaethel just wasn't it. Okay. My god, my whole party survived so far. I can't believe he's missing.
We're the legend.
Let's actually take a look at that miss of his. Where was he? He is Midnight Bomber. Midnight Bomber. Attacks Tartuccio. Merc. Misses. He has no base attack bonus right now, but he has a +5 from Dex, a +1 from Bless, and a +1 from Inspire Courage. He had a +7, and he missed. Damn, these things got some armor. Armor +4. Let's look at that. Armor +4, Dex bonus +1, difficulty. Oh, that's, yeah, see, so we're playing at a higher difficulty, and that's where it throws in the artificial number. See, he would have hit if we were playing on the normal difficulty. So that's part of it. And that's okay. I mean, I don't mind it being difficult. It sucks, but I don't mind it. And I'm going to leave in all those horrible, horrible attempts. We need to put her, though, up front and center. She's clearly our tank now. So these are just little tool tips for the area, letting you know information about the surrounding area. Nothing that really helps you. That obviously does. That's a hidden something other. So we're going to take that.
I'll go ahead.
Pretty happy with the outcome of that fight, though, and it really, Jaethel was just subpar. Oop, we found something.
Interesting.
We found another something. Okay. Those are going to be those items, by the way. The ancient Cyclops coins and stuff like that are going to be those items that you don't want to sell. You want to save those till at least Act 2, and you'll see some that will buy them for retarded amounts of money instead of 20 bucks.
The path is clear.
Would you look at that?
Okay. Quick save, since we already beat that. I don't want to beat it again. I want to try to disarm this trap, and there's no way for me to buff my abilities. Is there? Or isn't there? Maybe there is. Let's think about this first. First off, she's here. I don't like her having this big hogging tower shield. The reason I say that is she takes a penalty to her attack bonus because of the tower shield. So if you swap her out with that one, for the time being anyway, keep it on hand. I mean, I'm not saying get rid of it, but oh hell, she's got a longsword +1. Oh, she's got skill one, a bastard sword, I believe. Or does she? No, she does not. So I can switch out. Does less damage but more damage all at the same time. The +1 damage is helping, but I'm cool with that. We'll keep the Masterwork Bastard Sword for her, though, because even though it's worth a decent penny, that's worth more. I could actually sell that, be happier. And we could even downgrade her Banded Mail. It would not be a good idea, though, because her Dex bonus is actually still only a +1, and she's getting that with the Banded Mail. Once we get that to 14, if we take that to 14, then the breastplate may be better because of the armor check penalty. Is there any spells? There's one right there. Corrosive Touch. Take that too. Is there anything that he can suddenly scribe? I think we've already checked all these, but we just want to check it one more time. Yeah. Because if I can... Oh, here we go. He can't have access to it yet, but might as well scribe it now so we don't forget. Alright, so I can't buff myself in any significant way. We've done a quick save.
Protect me, please.
Alright, we loaded back up, not because we failed, we did, but because my neighbor was pounding outside.
I'll go ahead.
But anyway, we made a quick save. We buffed our characters up with what we wanted. There'll be stuff here that I want to do later I'll get on that in a moment, but let's actually pick this trap. Come on, get some XP. Nope. That sucked. Let's try that again. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Wrong thing. To load game. Thank you. There we go. Sorry for the save coming, folks, but I want the XP. I really need to get my character up, and this is the only way to really do it successfully. This is so I can get her to a level that... Stop hitting me with that shit. How bad am I doing this? Failed. It's a 17. Okay, I'm not going to do it. Alright, so let's get Lindsay to do it. We'll be smart. We'll have Lindsay do it. And I don't mind her leveling up. You know, she's almost up to my level anyway. Come on,
And
Liz.
Lindsay was called.
Show them how it's done.
Anything else?
There we go. Now she has 4390. I still have 4792. See, that would have been almost enough to put me up and over, though. That really just kind of sucks. But I don't have, well, I have points in trickery. I don't have skill in trickery, which means I really don't get a lot of bonus from it. It's just my dex and my skill points. And that's all I get. I don't get a class bonus for it. It's really kind of crappy. Lindsay's hurt, and I want to make sure she's not, so let's give her a quick heal. And quick save again, and charge outside after Tartuccio. How sweet the first breath of fresh air after the stale, damp stuffiness of that tomb. Before us stretched an unending heath, replete with hills and gullies and patches of low shrubs. Already the trail of Tartuccio and his companions had gone cold. We got the lore nature check, and I'm the highest one on it, so let's hope I can get it. Lore nature check 11, but we would not give up so easily whether the trail went cold or not. It was one we had to follow, so we're basically using a nature check to trail them. And I succeeded, so I got XP. No blade of grass was bent. It must have had enough time to straighten back up since whoever last passed through. But the heath's dry earth preserved the prints of little shoes. Our eyes to the ground, we followed the trail. We walked and walked until finally we came to a huge gully, the dried up bed of a river of yore. But what is this? At the edge, the grass was trampled down and the soil turned up in claw prints. Lots of them. We stumbled upon a fresh battlefield. 78 XP. Lore nature's 14 again. We tried to imagine who or what left those claw marks. Failure. Boo. Here the trail split. One set of footprints walked away from the battle and down into the gully. The brave footprints that faced down their enemies followed the path along its edge. Unfortunately, we could not determine who attacked Tartuccio and his companions. However, we could discern that there were plenty of attackers, and they were rather small. Detect magic. We tried to find any traces of magic in the surroundings. We discovered traces of a spell, apparently from the Illusion School of Magic, near where the lonely trail descended into the gully. We carefully studied the trail that led down into the gully. To our surprise, we discovered that the little shoe prints turned into little clawed footprints on their way to the gully. It was as if someone from Tartuccio's band was wearing shoes and then either took them off or grew claws, then jumped into the gully to avoid the battle. We examined the path that snaked along the gully. The path was frequently used. In its dust, we saw both sets of footprints together. It was clear that those who had no claws left the battle, surrounded by those that did. Going on to the gully. The way down was steep, and it took some time to reach the bottom. Walking on the loose soil was difficult, but the clawed footsteps were easy to spot. The bottom of the gully went downhill deeper and deeper. Finally, the footprints turned, whirled up the steep slope, and disappeared at the gully's edge. We couldn't but admire the animal agility and clever claws of the creature we were following. The slope before us was as tall as two tall men, and ended at a hanging crest. Climbing such a slope would be no easier than climbing a sheer wall. However, a long, steady-looking root stuck out of the ground from the top. Mobility check. Come on, Lindsay. There was one brave hero among us who decided to try her luck and climb the root. That would be her. Success. After checking on the root, Lindsay took a deep breath, grabbed it with both hands, and began the difficult descent. Pushing with her feet against the slope and grabbing the root with both her hands, she climbed higher and higher. Only her heavy breathing and the faint creaking of the root broke the deadly silence. Suddenly, dust poured down from the top of the slope, and the root began to slide from the ground. Keeping her wits, Lindsay shifted her weight to her legs and froze. After a tense moment, she continued her journey, and soon had reached the top of the slope. After catching her breath, she lay on the ground and offered her hand to help the next of us up. After climbing out of the gully, one by one, we easily found the claw footprints again and moved forward. The air grew tense. We sensed that we were approaching our target, and our intuition proved correct. Nice. Yes, I did. I'm taking it now. Magus. Alright. Level 3 gets me Magus Arcana. This is what I was talking about for the Magic Missile for free. Combat Casting Adept, and now we get a Magus Arcana. This will give us... You see, I don't get a whole lot of benefit out of this. And the chain shirt's weighing me down. So, it's actually a value of 4. Even though it says +6. When I try stuff, it'll be a 4. Unless I take that chain shirt off. And I want to keep that perception going up. I'm one away from leveling up this intelligence too, so that'll be nice. Want what? Use magic device. Yeah. Gotta get my charisma ones up too. Even if it's just one in each. I'm a big fan of unlocking one point in everything, just so you have a better shot at doing some stuff. And if you're running solo, might as well have some skill in everything. Alright, now for this build, what did I have for my next feat? Was this point blank shot? I believe it was. Just to get some use with some range stuff. Arcane accuracy is the one I was talking about earlier. My charisma bonus applies to all my attack rolls, which at this level is only 1 really. Well, 2 if I do spell combat. I hadn't thought of that. But anyway, the point is, it's based on my charisma bonus. So whatever my charisma bonus is, that gets added to my accuracy, my attack bonus. The ones that equal this be or could surpass it, or the prescient attack and the dimensional strike one. But the dimensional strike one takes 2 points. We are going to go for Wand Mastery, I believe, at this level. Because my charisma modifier is better. So if I'm using spells that have a DC, like a fireball spell from a wand, its DC is going to be based off of a +1. Whereas now, it'll be higher, because my charisma modifier is greater than +1. So that's nice. Spell pick. I know Grease is one of my spells. Reduce Person is one of my spells. I also know Expeditious Retreat is one of my spells, and I know that's helpful. Yeah, I think I want to get that one now. Remember, I can't learn spells like anyone else. I can't scribe scrolls into my book. This is what I pick, is what I get. So I have to be real choosy at what level I'm grabbing what stuff. I have 3 good attack spells. I have 1 good buff spell. This one helps me get around combat easier too. Get some distance between me and the bad guys. I'm all for it. So let's
I'll go ahead.
look at the map. We could
They'll never
stealth.
see me coming.
Well, I already happen to know that there's something here, so I'm just going to walk that way to try to uncover it.
This requires your attention.
Like I said, I've done this one so many times, it's ridiculous, so I actually know what's coming ahead. I'm not going to buff for it in advance, because I feel like it's cheating. And I still have buffs riding on my characters anyway, so I might as well just keep going with what I got.
Listen to me. A dragon, huge, sparkling, flew down to me from the sky and told me a secret. A great relic that will win the kobold's glory is hidden somewhere nearby. Enough of this pitiful existence. Search for it. Search and bring it to me.
Neverwinter speaks in the succession from the voice of the gnome Dri'tch. We gain 324 XP for that. Dragon, glory, dragon, the voices of the kobolds rising inside. We know the magic knights under the old sycamore, they possess the magic treasure, very ancient. Stop. Oh, we're chaotic good, I believe, right? Yeah, that's one thing I never expected to see in the game before. It's a circus show. Learning a new trade, Dri'tch.
You! When will I finally be rid of you? Don't listen to her, tribesmen. This liar comes to play tricks on us. You and you, hold her back. The rest of you, follow me.
He's going to find himself a group of freaking kobolds, it looks like, to help him out.
Enemy
We
approaching.
have 2 enemies to our 5 teammates. Looking like they're going to try to do something, which is just all kinds of funny. We're about to surpass another level with Lindsay, so I'm okay with using a spell, or her Inspired Courage at this point. She's got her last one of those, and then she has to use her own natural talents.
Serves you right.
There we go. She swings a lot better now with that +4 instead of a +2. It's kind of interesting how they make it where the natural rain of the area will slow down everybody in the area because of the terrain difficulty. It's annoying when it happens, but it's certainly an entertaining effect that they put into the game. Kind of dig it. I actually think it'd be funny if they actually made it snow and had people like slip and slide and don't free spell. Oh, that was kind of close. Alright, I'm exploring the area here. Looks like we got some treasure over here. Let's head to this. That mushrooms? Just some simple mushrooms. Here, it's more port if I remember correctly. It's just as out in the open, like someone dropped it as they were fleeing the area. We're gonna go here to the campsite. There's a treasure over there as well. Might as well check out. We probably rest in this area as well. Do that if we scout the whole area though. What does this say? There's an imprint on the ground near the empty chest. Looks like a chest the same size, recently set aside. So I think that's the what Dri'tch took with him. Possibly that line that we just picked up. That's on the edge of the map. So we got some stuff there. Some fixings like scout this area over here. Go up. Top of the map. Oop, there we go. Another Roslamith coin. Again, those are going to be good for sale once we take over chapter 2 area. You'll find a buyer, so to speak, for those things. Alrighty. Looks like the map isn't as big as we had believed. I don't know why they do that. Maybe just to mislead you. So you buff up and then go, oh, it's like 15 feet in each direction. Whoops the doodles. So I don't want to camp in this area simply because it's raining. It's going to piss me off. But we do have a break out of this area spot here. We're going to do it on the overland map. And I do apologize for the length of these videos. Feel free to jump around if you feel like you've already seen this area or what have you. But I'm not a big fan of cutting and pasting because you don't see the whole game play out like the game plays out. Okay, from there, here's our pine patch. So we basically showed up in this spot from the ancient tomb, basically traveled this way without really traveling that way.
I feel tired.
And we got people that are already tired, and as soon as we get more and more tired, there it goes. Everyone gets tired, and then it's going to be camp time. Might as well just do it now. We have an extra party member, so let's reevaluate. And she is good at nothing but maintaining armor. Well, sounds like she knows what she's doing. There's a 4, 1, 1. Alright, I'm still doing hunting. He's still doing cooking. She's doing watch. She's doing camp camouflage. Getting that rest. Alright, we're going to the Thorn Fort. Here's the goal. See what we got inside here. This should be where the bandits fled to. It's not their main base, but we're trying to track them down for information, if I'm not mistaken. And note your little tooltips down here. These things are helpful. Tell you stuff about the game you didn't know about. Just crap. Again, we are
I'll go ahead.
rested up. I'm still wounded, but I'm not crippled. Cut across the creek here. Reasonably sized map. Let's hover down the coastline.
The path is clear.
It's like a road, and I don't want to be in the road necessarily. Scorched fragment of a necklace. Those would come in handy later.
I spotted something.
Oop. Oh, hold up. Time for a quick save. Lindsay's about ready to level anyway, yes? Yeah, she disarms this trap. We probably get lucky and she'll get level up on it.
Anything else?
Oh, not quite.
Let us be careful.
Here's the exit.
The path is
Another
clear.
exit, I should say. We got a cart. What does that say? Sturdy cart with weapon marks along the sides. Oh, that's a sign of battle.
To victory!
Okay, we got a bandit and a bandit. One up high, one down low. She's clearly taking down
Let
the
us
low
strike
guy.
as one!
So will I, after I sling a snowball in the face of that jackass. Remember, I'm level 3. If I hit with that snowball, that's a 3d6 of damage. That's not bad. And I almost forgot. Sorry. I have new spells to slap in the proper place. Let's do it like that. She has her force missiles back, and I might as well let her help with the bandit on the ground. He, on the other hand, has these wonderful bombs. Let's have him chuckling at the bandit up there.
Something here.
Ooh, that's a nice solid hit too. Alright, he can just straight up
This
shoot
should do
this
it.
guy.
A calculated risk.
Nice, guys. Very nice. And we uncovered something in the process of standing in this area, so good on us. It looks like the guy up there doesn't leave us anything. He just dies up there. But we found this. This is a ring of protection +1. Yeah, buddy boy. Ooh, and we even have a longsword. Oh, I forgot to switch that with her. And I forgot to switch her shield out. Right, you need the shield, and you need this longsword instead of that bastard sword. More damage on the back end, but less damage up on top. Still the same attack bonus. The attack bonus went up though because we switched out the shield. I wanted to do that for a while, and since she is our tanky tank, I want to have her buffed as best as I can. So ring of protection for her, might as well. They can't use my ring of protection from Dri'tch because it's a gift, so it's stuck on my character until I just basically take it off. So there's no reason to sell it. It's $25, and then it's still helping me, so I might as well use it until I find a better ring for myself. Is there anything I can buff you guys up with? He can't use the bastard sword. Oh, you know, I had thought of... Here, switch this back out, hon. You see 3 to 12 versus 4 to 11. He can use this. And I'm okay with that. He's not a great swinger of swords. Weapon finesse will probably be his thing as well. But he's still getting a +1 from his strength bonus, so that's okay. And I can buff his strength up if I wanted to, so I might actually consider that. And you have the ability to scribe some scrolls. Close touch, sure, why not? And you, buddy. Anything? At all? Oop, there's one. He can't use it yet, but I'll show that to you. See level 2, but it'll tell you he doesn't have any slots available. So, he has spells, but he doesn't have those spells. Same with her. If I got some level 9 scrolls, I could have her scribe them, and she still wouldn't be able to use them.
I'll go ahead.
But I always wanted to do that. Matter of fact, let's do a quick save since we just beat that trap and those guys. That clearly wasn't all of them. We have a much bigger spot over here, so that's probably where we're going to be heading. Okay, nothing back there, or at least nothing that we spotted. So we'll come back across the creek. Got herbs and edible moss in the area. Might as well go pick those things up. Herbs are a fun one. Herbs are special use items. They are not magic, I guess. Yeah, kind of magic thing. If you find random boxes in like various places, there could be spells on those boxes where if you put an herb, one herb, in that box and close it, it'll open like a portal, and you'll actually get cool shit out of it. So we cut this way, or should we go up this? Let's cut this way. Let's do that. Nope.
Let us be
off the
careful.
main path. Coming up here with edible moss. Yes. Did you pick it up?
The path is clear.
Alright, anyway. Over here. You need to make sure to check that area first. Like, oh, we found something over here now. What did we find? Pot of gold. Sort of. Flour, eggs, gold coins, and a potion of vanish. I'll take all those. Thank you. Alright, what we got going on down this way? What do we got going on down this way? Oh, here's our bandits. Okay. The dark-haired bandit is kicking the ground irritably. When she sees you, she squares her shoulders and clenches her hand axes. Well, look who's here. Bandit responsible for collecting taxes for the Stag Lord, one of the first dwellers of the Stonelands who you met on your arrival. Oh yeah, this is Kressel. This is the one we're supposed to be talking to. I think. Good. We are good, so we can do that. We can straight up attack them. Tell me everything you know about Stag Lord, where he's hiding, or you can die. Let's try the good one. Easy now. I'm not here to blanket the Stonelands with corpses. Lower your weapon and let's talk. I won't kill anyone who leaves the Stag Lord's service or is willing to help me find him. So think about it. Is he really a leader you're ready to die for? Something in your words seems to have impressed Kressel. She frowns for a moment, then spits. Fine. I won't cut your throat, for now, at least. But I also won't kneel to some Restov upstart. Why would you try to make peace? Are you just naturally kind? Or have you been listening to Svetlana? Neutral good. Is it so hard to believe I'm simply might not want unnecessary bloodshed? You know, life hasn't been so good to me, Kressel replies, sullen. Why should I trust you? You performed a neutral good action. Alright, here's my piece. The Stag Lord's been spending more time keeping an eye on the bottom of his glass than on what's going on around him. If he won't answer an insult from some Restov crook like Jamandi, then you're right. We chose the wrong leader. So go ahead. Do whatever you're gonna do. I won't stop you, but I won't help you either. And here, give this to Svetlana. The bandit places a ring in your hand and leaves. We got Svetlana's wedding ring and a bunch of XP. Boom. Search for new clues. Alright. Lindsay the Bard. Inspire competence now. That's going to come in super handy. We'll get that trickery up. We want to get her perception up a little more. She's one of the things that I like about the Bard is the fact that they literally have a class skill for every damn skill. So if you just put a point in everything, you see really decent numbers. And you don't have to go much higher than one just to have something in them to be useful. I mean, the dexterity ones that she has are going to be really good. The ones she has for intelligence and charisma are going to be pretty decent. The wisdom's not so great for her. But, you know, again, a point in it gives her a chance at a check. Now, precise shot. Now, lingering performance is a one that you might want to grab too. But precise shot really allows her to be a ranged attacker, and that's where we want to keep her. For spell choices, she's got good stuff now. Summon monster comes in handy. Remove fear comes in handy. Expeditious retreat. Let's do the remove fear. It's like a 10-minute buff. Alright. Ooh, boy, they're still coming. There's a bunch of them over here. Alright. We have our first ally over here, Jod Kavkin. Hey, buddy. You see a dark-haired man about 45, though the wrinkles on his face make him look 60 at first sight. He's currently a prisoner, judging from his tied hands. He slouches a bit, squinting short-sightedly at the light as he moves his lips, as though speaking to someone invisible. He jerks his head up as he notices you. Praise Aristil. Someone finally chased off those scoundrels. Thank you, stranger. My name is Jod Kavkin. I'm a priest of Aristil, from Galt. Those bandits attacked me as I was crossing the river, said they wanted to take me to their leader, make me heal their wounds. Not a chance. The strength granted me by Aristil is meant to help honest people, not robbers. How did you come to be in these lands, Jod? I was led here by visions, sent by the Elk God, Jod says with veneration. Aristil showed me that somewhere in this wild land lies the Temple of the Elk, an ancient shrine forlorn and desecrated. I saw the ruins of the temple and the shadows of a predator lurking in sorcerous fog. I felt the echoes of the vicious rituals performed at the once blessed place. I have no doubt Aristil revealed all this to me so I could stop the ungodly sorcery that's desecrating the temple. Where is this temple? That I don't know. Visions, even divine ones, are often vague and unreliable. I know only that the temple is somewhere near the gnarled marches, but I'm afraid I won't be able to find it myself. What with the bandits lurking around every corner in this place? Jod shakes his head sadly. Look for good. At least, Jod, I'm glad I could help. Jod mutters a bit, rubbing his hands. Oh, these times, to be as surprised to meet an honest woman as to see a manticore at a vegetable stall. Thank you for your help. I've exhausted my supply of prayers, but I'll gladly repay you in the future, once I've restored my strength. Come to me if you ever need to be healed or blessed. Well, alright. I'm afraid an old fool like me won't be able to handle the mission given me by Aristil on my own. How can I search for the temple when the bandits around here won't let me take a single step? I'll head to Oleg's Leviton's trading post to rest and think on what to do next. Please, traveler, if you happen to discover the ruins of the Temple of the Elk, come inform old Jod. My gratitude will know no bounds. Well, alright, buddy. We will keep you posted.